Vigilantes. I'm happy to be here with Kalina Lux at the first Nonsensus conference. What's Nonsensus? Nonsensus is the first Dero conference. Kalina, how are you doing today?
I am absolutely fantastic, Rob. Thank you so much. This event has been blowing my mind. The level of caliber of genius in here, dude. And it's just been so rad to work with these people for the last year and a half and finally see them. It's like meeting a really old friend for the first time.
So I had the experience that I shared already, which is when I got here, I was expecting a bunch of older people from back in the 90s, 80s, internet cypherpunks, gray-haired hippies, right? And I get here and I find a bunch of young people. So it makes me really happy, guys. I want to tell you guys that all these guys in Dero are super, super, super young.
It's true. I think I'm one of the oldest people here. But it's been amazing. I mean, to get to meet Asylum, and now Apollo just arrived, and Slicks and Six and the Objective Alpha and Secret. Oh my gosh, everybody here, they've just been blowing my mind. And your talk was on fire.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really did great with everything. You riled us up, you inspired people. I mean, I think I mentioned before, me and Cake Master wrote some freestyle raps about grok.
Okay, tell me who rock is.
I should let you do this, but I'll let this is your specialty.
I mean, so I gave a talk about degenomics because people here are very right side of the curve, of the bell curve. There goes the meme, if you guys understand. So they're like Jedi Knights. But the masses and people that just, this is doomsday ready technology. Fred Locke, the artist behind this, is painting, right? A future with Dero, a future without Dero. And the truth is that the world wants fun. And they want to have fun. And this is the best place to have fun. So what was your takeaway from that? Do you think this is something that people will engage with in Dero to actually create things that go viral?
I think your talk was extremely inspirational. I think that you have a way with distilling ideas and helping inspire. And I already have heard throughout the conversations ideas of people taking it down to the minimal viable product and really doing things that are accessible, easy, and fun. I mean, we were just kidding around about how we could, inspired by the hamsters and the betting app, right? We could make a rap battle app, because there's a few people here that are very good lyricists, and we could have these people that come on, do their little Dero rap battles that are about Dero and about privacy, and we could take bets on who would win, and then each of their little sessions and their bars would then be NFA'd and NFT'd. I mean, just incredible, really, what you can do. And then that would be so fun. It would be incentivizing people to not only express their artistic selves on Dero in a musical way, but also teach about Dero, get paid in Dero. I think it's just going to be really inspiring to learn what we can do at the minimum viable product.
Hey, you took off your glasses, so I'm going to take off mine as well. Let there be light. So, what was your highlight of the conference?
Other than meeting everybody and getting to laugh and joke with my friends, I am really inspired by a couple of the technologies, particularly what Bisonors and Six of Clubs are doing, creating that application, the, what was it called? Template by Six of Clubs, where you can actually have all the modules of the code written. It's going to open it up for us to make decentralized applications so much easier. And I was inspired and on fire about that, because I've been having to sit with, how am I going to do the things that I want to do? I want to accomplish certain goals, and I don't know how to code at that level yet, but Six of Clubs did it for us. He created something that allows us now to just take the modules, and it's like a decentralized application library. You can simply connect to it, and whatever you want to download directly locally on your computer, he's created for us to just click and boom, it's installed. You don't have to rebuild it, recreate the wheel, and is mind-blowing for me. It's going to revolutionize everything.
Explain it a little bit more. What are you talking about here? Okay, what does this do for the common person? What does it do for the Dero ecosystem? Where are we?
Okay, so I just learned about this, and so I haven't gotten to experiment with it myself. So this is just my approximation from what I heard in his talk yesterday. What I think it is a step up of a no-code app, because we last time we spoke, we talked about Bisonors and how he was creating a no-code application for us with the graphical smart contract interface, creating smart contracts via graphs. Now they're taking it a step further. I think he's making an SDK, Bisonors, but then combining that with what Six of Clubs is doing, he is going to allow us to basically make decentralized applications not only just so easy to do, open source right there. You know on Figma how you can are you familiar with Figma? It's like you can make websites and applications on there, and sometimes they have packets of pre-made things, so you can drag a module into Figma and it'll have the built-in functionalities of the back end. So it's like a front end, but it has in it the back end already coded when you drop it in. So if I understand this correctly and why I'm so inspired, that is what Six has made for us. So it'll be modules already made for us, which will allow us, oh, do you want to do this? Okay, here's the code already written for you in a module, and it'll allow us to build our decentralized applications lightning fast, lightning easy, and then our stuff will automatically be uploaded to that library, that open source decentralized library for anybody in the Dero ecosystem to use.
Yeah, to be completely honest, guys, being at this event is, it really does feel like the first conference of something huge. It feels like how I felt in the early Bitcoin conferences. I was blessed to be at the first Bitcoin conference in San Jose in 2012. In Berlin, 2013, I was with Michael Turpin, the head of the Bit Angels, and he sat me down. And he's like, Raph, look around. Him and Media Bistro put together the first internet conferences, and he told me, he's like, Raph, look around. This is exactly what I experienced in the first internet conferences. 20, 30, 40 people showed up. There was Steve Jobs, Gates, Wozniak in one room. And when I look back to this Berlin conference, this Inside Bitcoin conference that Michael Turpin put together, and when he told me this, it was the exact same vibes that I'm living again here at the first Dero conference. So it's just mind-boggling how this technology is so new still. It's so cutting edge, and I came in here hoping to get more clarity, but I'm left with more awe. I'm in awe more, which is kind of wild, because when you combine crypto that's private by default with smart contracts, and when everything's built on chain, it's like, it really is something completely different. So what do you see? What do you see the future now that you've seen the community, a large part of the community in person? What takeaways do you leave this conference with, and what do you foresee in the future for Dero?
I see a lot more creative collaborations happening. As you can see, because what you guys don't see on the air right now, watching us, you can't see what we see. And we see the whole convention happening behind us. And what I will describe to you is we've got these little pockets of each little group here. And when you get this much mastermind packed into, like this much genius packed into an event, you cannot help but see all the ideas. It's almost like you can feel the wave of creative impulse coming off of everybody. And what I see is going to be the main effect of this event is that everybody is already collaborating. Like, I know what they're working on. I know what they're working on. Like, you know, I've got ideas of what everybody is doing and collaborating. And this is right here where they're making the connections needed. It's like, hey, I've got these skills. You've got these skills. Let's partner and now create these open source, you know, decentralized applications for everybody. So I think it's going to be like a wildfire effect. I think from here we're just going to have so much progress and mostly cohesion, because what you can't guess from text, right? We've spent I've been a part of the Dero community a year and a half-ish, and we've spent the time, however long everybody's been here, just texting. We've only started getting involved with voice, just a little bit here and there, dabbling. Now we've got the Twitter or X Spaces hosted by Nonsensus, 0 Point, which I highly recommend everybody listen to. And now that we've actually met in person, we've got this amazing chemistry and knowledge of each other where we didn't have that before. Now we get each other's sense of humors, we get each other's intellect, we know how to leverage everybody's skills with our own. So that's just going to be like, pew, skyrocket.
The best thing I can say is, guys, is that I feel an overwhelming sense of peace being here. And I honestly think that, like, I know this is funny to say, but I think my job is done. Like, seriously. And because I know that now the success of crypto is inevitable and it's going to take over the world in a very positive and wholesome way. So, like, I could literally retire right now. And I'll be fine with that. Like, I already know so now, like, my only, like, job in crypto, if there's like a word for it, job, is just to be involved as like kind of a sporting announcer, like an ESPN announcer talking about the game and LeBron passed the ball to Kobe, you know, that vibe, you know. That's all, like, because now that the brightest of minds are coming together, you can just it's like the burden that I felt for many years, which was like making sure that Bitcoin thrives during and after the dollar collapse. That burden lifted, I think, really at this event, guys. That burden, I don't feel that burden anymore. I had already felt that burden, like saving Bitcoin. I'm a big blocker. I think Bitcoin's been saved. But now there's this assurance on the aspect from the lunar punk side of things, the Dero community, where now I know for sure that, like, it's the future is very positive, and so now I feel like just really an overwhelming sense of peace, a stillness, a silence that I'm really enjoying. For many years, my mind was racing, figuring out how to get to hyper-Bitcoinization, how to take us to a post-crypto world, and now I know it's inevitable. So I feel, and yeah, best thing I can describe is as an overwhelming sense of peace that I haven't felt in years. The lies are crumbling all around, the Lightning Network and all that BS from BTC. Thoughts?
Well, I think that you've done our community a great service. Many, many people here at this convention, including myself, are here because of you. Back in the day, there was nothing on Dero on YouTube but your stuff. And I binge watched that repeatedly, and I wanted more and more and more. And there was nothing out there, so I started to create a little podcast, The Portal, which I interviewed many of these people that inspired me, and now they have a decentralized model of a podcast called 0 Point. And I think that that's going to be giving us that information that I've been craving, and I still crave all along. This conference was so tasty for that. Just like, it's like a hit of that alpha, right? Ooh, give me that. And so with you retiring, so to speak, like, you could, but
I'm not going to.
Right, of course you're not going to, but your job isn't done because you inspire so many people and you still bring people to us. Like, you're an extremely influential person and you have a lot of power to help shift people in a different way, you know. And I think that what we're doing now is really amazing because we're helping the mindset of people shift from like moon boy type of mentality, like, oh, you know, when's it gonna go to the moon? And now we're shifting like, hey, when is this technology gonna be viable for us to use as a community, stepping outside of price action, even detaching from that. And that's like, it's amazing because when people start actually learning to value the technology in terms of what it does, like its use case, and you can see there's a whole other layer of currency or, you know, monetary value outside of just the US dollar, like you've been telling us all along, and the value is the use case. And I think that that is what we're really shifting into. During my talk, I spoke about like what kind of things would we like to say, like when would we know that Dero, in terms of price action, would finally have succeeded? And somebody in the audience shouted out when 1 Dero equals 1 Dero. And that is brilliant because that would mean that we have stepped outside of that fiat-based like slave system. And it was just really inspiring to see that. But you have always been a proponent for letting go of the attachment to price action and focusing on using our currency in our communities. So, you know,
serving each other, serving one another is the key.
Yeah, go ahead if you want.
No, yeah, serving each other, serving one another is the key. Being there for each other, that's the starting point of capitalism, right? Can I get you a drink, right? Empathy is the starting point of capitalism. So having the best interconnected network that protects your privacy, that's where, that's in my opinion, the most beautiful place to start, the most beautiful of environments to really serve each other.
Yeah, it's been really beautiful to watch it unfold and to watch us all grow individually, you know, like, I know I've grown immensely since my first time watching you, and I've seen you grow immensely as well, or maybe I've just gotten to know you more. But I think growth in this kind of community is inevitable when you spend so much time around high-level thinkers that are constantly pushing them. Slick solved a problem with a wallet that's never been done in any ecosystem before, not Ethereum, not anything, while he was on the toilet. Now, forgive me for saying that, Slicks, but literally he was like, yeah, I solved it in the toilet, and 2 days later it was done. And this is like technology that is so advanced that we've never seen before. And what this is going to do, I can't explain it still. If you should interview him and the Objective Alpha if you can, because they'll break it down in Bisonors. They'll break it down in ways that are like, between those three, they've got like the 3 levels of the technical information, and they'll be able to distill it better than I can because I still need to go study it. But what I can understand is that it's never been done before. So when you surround yourself by this level of highly inspired thinkers, you can't help but also have your gears turning, and we naturally evolve as a result. So I'm really thrilled, grateful, and I love that it was small and intimate, because the fact that it was so small and intimate means that we got to develop close personal relationships with everybody here. There's not a face in this crowd that we haven't had this kind of heart-to-heart connection with. And from there, everything literally is possible.
To those watching this right now that are now curious about Dero, entrepreneurs, creatives, how do they get started? Where do they look?
I think the first place that you guys should look is obviously Dero.io. Take a peek through there and then join the Dero Discord. At the bottom of that page, you will see a link, a small icon at the bottom of Dero.io to join the official Dero Discord. Just get started there. If you can't find that, you're welcome to go to my YouTube channel, The Portal with Kalina Lux, and there you'll find my server, which I will gently help guide you into the right places there. But just go check out the community Discord server. Those are really the best places. And then you definitely, at all costs, like get involved with the Twitter Spaces. Go be a part. Ask your questions live. You're gonna get to have this experience, but online, almost as good as face to face. Also, you can watch my podcast. You can watch Apollo's podcast on Odyssey, the Dirty Daily Dero. Just start learning and immersing yourself, asking questions, and then from there get the vibe. But do not be focused on price action. Be focused. When you come to this community, one of the things that we discussed in my talk, which I was really pleased to hear about, it's the ethos of Dero. We were trying to discuss different ideas about what makes our culture like homogenized, like what values are across the border. And one of the things that we did see was that in Dero, we're a proof of work chain in all the ways. When you enter into the community, think about in terms of like, what would you like to offer? And that might not be so challenging, right? You could offer studying, learning, you know, the curiosity, the discipline. So, you know, in service to others and service to ourselves is equal. And when we show up and we're like, hey, how can I learn? How can I plug in? I've got ideas. I want to learn how to make them a reality, because I think that the main take home is build, be a part of, you know, be a part of it, and contribute and join the community like that.
Thank you, Kalina, for being with us. Any parting words to everyone watching?
Well, a big heartfelt gratitude to everybody watching, to you, of course, and to the people who put on this beautiful event, and everybody here in the Dero community. And I'm just really grateful for finding my home, I guess. Yeah.
See you on the blockchain. Peace, love, anarchy. Now we are dealing with a possible world war. Some will say we are already in a world war. My condolences and prayers go out to everyone suffering under tyranny. It really sucks. I'm really sorry. But it seems as if people are starting to wake up regarding crypto more and more each day. And so it's in the description right here to read, where we give our secret sauce and what we teach our subscribers, because things are just that bad. You know, everyone needs this information. People need to know about sound cryptocurrencies that are actually private by default, and to know how to properly use crypto.